Let's go to occupied East Jerusalem and speak to the ICRC spokesperson, Sarah Davies. Sarah, thank you so much for your time. Just first of all, tell us about the work that the ICRC is doing right now in Gaza.
Thank you for having me. Right now in Gaza, we are continually assessing and doing our best to respond to the ever-increasing needs that we see. We have a Red Cross field hospital where we regularly receive hundreds of patients. Unfortunately, recently, many with gunshot wounds who tell us that they have been trying to access food. And we also have food programs, cash for work programs. Wherever the needs are greatest, we are working to respond to these, but much, much more is needed, including ability to safely move around Gaza and reach every civilian who is in a very, very desperate situation.
Regarding those Israeli hostages, have you approached Israel to take materials to them, or have the Israelis asked the ICRC?
Since the first day of the escalation of this conflict, we have been in dialogue, in discussion with both the Israeli authorities as well as Hamas at all levels to offer our services and tell what we are able to do. We are willing and ready to visit the hostages, those who are currently held hostage, as well as facilitate any release and transfer operations, which we have done in the past. Unfortunately, the conditions right now don't exist for us to do this. What is needed is an agreement between the parties. Now, the International Committee of the Red Cross, we do not take part in this. We are strictly a humanitarian facilitator, but we are in continual discussion. We continue to offer our services, and what is needed is safe movement for us to know where the hostages are, and for us to then be able and given the access to visit and to take food, medical assistance, doctors, and we are very, very willing to do so, as we have been from the first day.
But the issue of selective help, this is an issue that the United Nations has been struggling with, of course. It doesn't want to participate in the GHF distribution centres because it says the GHF is not inclusive. Should it not be? If the hostages are being helped, then everybody in Gaza should be helped. Is there a chance that Israel will allow that?
Our discussions with Israeli authorities are part of our confidential dialogue, so I can't get into the details of this. However, our position is that humanitarian aid should never be politicized. It should reach every civilian who is in need, wherever they are, whatever position they are in. Armed conflicts around the world, we know that civilians bear the biggest, they pay the biggest toll, they pay the price. Our work as a humanitarian organization is to respond and distribute aid and assist people wherever they are, regardless of whether they are held hostage or whether they are civilians in Gaza. We are prepared to assist every civilian. However, as I said, we need access not just to those held hostage, but to every single person in the Gaza Strip who needs aid. Currently, movements, security concerns are very challenging. It's an active conflict zone. So what is needed is an agreement where there is a cessation of hostilities, where people, organizations, humanitarian workers are able to move around safely so that we can reach every single civilian, every family who is suffering in Gaza, as well as those who are currently held hostage.
Sarah, thank you so much for your time. Really, really appreciate it. Sarah Davies from the ICRC.